Well, hey folks, how's everybody doing? I want to thank everybody for coming, and hope you have a good time here tonight. Is the sound okay out there? Can you hear me all right? And Sherry's sitting right here beside me. Oh, looks like it. Nobody's complaining. Oh, a haircut.
He noticed. I'll be damned. I'll be darned.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let me move a couple things here out of the way. Well, I kind of selected a title for the topic tonight as using transitions to make your videos and pictures or whatever actually fade in and out. It's very, very, very easy to do with Filmora. There's a couple different ways to do it, and we'll go over both of those. And there actually could be more, but let me bring Filmora up. I'm going to bring it up in the full screen here.
Spicy thinks you're a stud muffin.
Oh. Geez, thanks, Spicy.
B-Lady says the troll's mouth are not synced to the sound. Trolls are napping. They're not even here.
Yeah, they're not here. Okay. You can have two different backgrounds in Filmora. Right now I have the white background. That's not the way I usually use it. I usually have the dark background on like this. I don't know what appears better to you folks out there. So, ears burning earlier? I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about her at dinner.
Oh, yes.
Remember I talked about Vina?
Yes, sure did. Okay. So anyway, oh, and before I forget, everybody that's a moderator in here that has those privileges, thank you very, very much for doing what you do.
Spicy likes the black. Well, you may want to mention to them about that new stuff, those where it shows, where they can click on show or hide, because it's not all trolling stuff.
Right, that is not all trolling stuff. That's part of YouTube's new algorithm. Bless them. But just something else that we live with. So anyway, I prefer the dark background to do this. And what I want to start out with, just to make things very, very simple, is the little promo that I uploaded earlier today. I'm assuming a number of people in here possibly watched that. If you didn't, shame on you. I'll bring that up. And this was just a very, very quick thing that I threw together. And it's less than a minute. Just grabbed a little bit of footage from our meetup with Justin Rhodes. Modified some of the title settings, put in some flashy background type stuff. But the thing to really pay attention to, and what I'm going to do here, is I'm going to turn the sound down because the sound is irrelevant for what we're trying to do here. That's just an added bonus. I'm going to turn the sound down. And if we play through this, you can see that I have different titles or lettering coming up at different times, all different things moving in the background. All this is very, very easy to do with this program, and we'll get into that a little bit later. If you notice, it faded from the orange into the scene. Now it's going to fade out into the red. I splashed the screen. Now it fades back in. And now I wiped the screen over to a black. And now I've faded back into the next part of the scene. And this is a little interesting. What I did was I took a snapshot of the last frame there, stuck it in there, and used a transition between it, which is actually called a fisheye transition, to just make everything move a little bit. So that little promo there that was less than a minute long had all these transitions in it. So what I'm going to do, since you just saw it, is I'm going to take the transitions out. We're not going to do anything else. But we're just going to take it out so you can see what the difference is without those transitions. There's no change in the beginning. That's all a different part of it. There's no transitions being used there. There's overlaying files. But it's a very harsh change. It just jumped right into the program. There are times where you may want that. But if you notice, everything's more harsh. It's not fading in and out. It's not as smooth or as liquid as you might like to have it. So let me go back and let's just show you exactly what this does. We'll go into the transitions here, and there are a lot of them. And if you highlight one, it will bring it up on the screen over here so you can see what it does. They use a little picture. So that's what that particular one does. This is a cross whisk, they call it. But to get things to fade in and out, they have a transition called fade. But there's a problem with this transition. If you notice very, very closely, what it does is it actually fades to black and fades in. So if I take this fade and I move the transition into this first area here between the video clip and the red background and play it, it goes into black and then comes up into red. Now, if I take that same transition and put it over here where I have a black background and I play this, it just fades into black. So it looks fine there. If you have a black background, a fade will work fine. But if you don't have, what you want to use is what they call, in Filmora anyway, is dissolve. So we'll put that back up here. This is what was used in the original clip. And we'll play it. And that just mixes the two together. And of course it works just as well on the black. Yes, must be a question.
B Lady has a question for you.
Okay, I was on a roll.
No, I looked, you not.
What do we got?
B Lady, question up. Robin, you had to plug my up. I'm not sure if we want to know what you had to plug up.
Plug my phone up.
Plug the phone up.
Okay. So you were running out of battery.
Especially with no power. I don't think they have power yet.
I think she said something about that earlier.
Yeah. Robin, are you on the Gulf side or the Atlantic side? Spicy, any questions? Mountain Mama? All sorts?
Okay, you watched the video in layman's. Thank you, by the way, for watching that. We appreciate it. There was a slight echo.
You should have heard it before he fixed it.
Is this the free? No, this is the standard paid edition. For a lifetime, it's $60. I'm not. I get nothing out of this. I'm not, associated, affiliated. Have nothing to do with Wondershare. To me, it's a very, very easy program for people to use and get very nice results with. Okay. Bee Lady, I'm going to bring up a piece of, if I can find it, I'm going to bring up a piece of that video the way it originally sounded. We got a lot of the noise out. There was an air conditioner running in the background. There were motorcycles going up and down the street. It was the wind was blowing. It was just very, very difficult. So we elected to get the hiss out from the air conditioner and as much of that other background, which did leave an echo. Unfortunately, Filmora does not have a de-echo provision in it. I don't know of any programs of sound editing programs without plugins that can do that. And some of the pieces of software out there that are plugins for some of the more expensive editing programs get a little pricey. Coupon gal, it is the latest version. I think it's 8 something. Well, let me see. .3.5 is the version that I have loaded on here, and I have it. I have it checked for new versions every time I start it. Okay, let's look at a couple of these other transitions. I mentioned that I used this fisheye in this particular part right here, and this is where, well, I'm hoping you can, I know that that's behind the chat, but I'm hoping you can see it well enough. If not, I will shrink the window here. But we've gone from a video just into still. I'll just back that up again. So here we're in video, and right there is a snapshot. But to me, and there's nothing wrong with that. That looks okay. But I wanted something just a scotch fancier to maybe catch somebody's eye. And that's one of the whole things about the editing. You can get carried away and go overboard. But it's nice to have that little extra, the little piece that 99% of the people are not going to do. I'm going to grab this fisheye and I'm going to use that transition between these two. So now when we back this up, we'll play the video, and it'll tend to shake the whole screen as it goes into that snapshot. So now we could also make it very noticed by using a grid change. That would be another way to do it. And if you notice, when I grab a new transition, if I just pull it down to where the previous one was, it just overlays it, just replaces it. So that one's a little different. So you're playing your video, and it just kind of explodes into a still picture. So anyway, the whole idea is to get something that catches somebody's eye, like, oh, what did they do? How did they do that? It's just something a little bit out of the ordinary. Do I use that often? I use transitions in probably 90% of the videos that we do, in some form or another. They're not always as pronounced. One of the real pronounced ones would be and I like this one. To me, in certain situations, and I used this in something just the other day. But like it just grabs the whole picture and turns it. And we do sort of the same thing right here in the studio. You can see I've just used a transition there, or I can use a fade. I can make circles, and again, it gives it that little extra touch. And so that's kind of, at least wise, that's what I strive for, is to have something that's just a little bit extra. Back that up just a little bit. Now, it was very hard to see that, but that was just like a little line going through the video. Let's see how the doorway looks, or what they call a doorway.
My mama wants to know if you use that often. Not sure what that is, but
I think the transitions.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, probably in 90% of the videos, I have at least one, if not multiple, transitions in. Now, all I did to put this little screen thing together here was I used some background color, a solid, a graduated color. I took a short video clip. That's one piece out of the clip, and I just cut out 10 seconds or so of each clip and dropped it in there. Maybe not even that much, maybe 5 seconds. I brought in the Filmora. Let me get the bigger screen. No, we'll leave it here. This is the Filmora, and then can you see where my mouse is here on the second line down? Let me see if I can get some circles or something to show up on there. Yeah, right there. That is a PNG file that has a transparent background. So no matter what color background I put this over, it just shows through on it. And then the bottom, where it says we are not affiliated with Filmora, that's simply a title screen that I just put in here. Now the title screen has a slight function. You see it starts smaller, it's bigger. And with the PNG file, the picture, I added an animation to it. And I added different ones in different places, even though it's the same picture. So this Filmora picture is the same here as it is here. That's the same exact picture as it is here. right in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That is the same picture. It's not resized by the picture. It's all resized in the program here. There's one more, and that's the one out here at the end. A little bit easier to see that on the first screen. So that's part of the picture-in-picture function. Does that help at all? Okay, let's continue to dive into this program. The maximum amount of title lines you can have in this program is 3. And I have used 3 in this, right in the beginning here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable the bottom 2 lines, and I'll just play the first 15 seconds so you see what this looks like with just this number 1 line across here, how it looks. Okay, so that's just the top line. So I'll disable that line now, enable the second one.
Is Filmora compatible with a touch screen?
Yes, it is. I just did it.
he just touched it. It's okay.
Well, I didn't know.
Well, that's the only way you can find out.
Yeah. So that was with the second line enabled.
Spicy, that was good.
So I'll disable that, and we'll just do the third line here. So what I've done there is I've overlapped in various fashions what they refer to as text or credits, titling, wording.
B Lady wants to know, isn't it kind of risky to use a touch screen with editing? He says she can blow them away with a mouse and a pointer.
I don't use a touchscreen to edit, but the question was asked, and yes, it does work with a touchscreen.
I don't think we've used a touchscreen for anything since we bought these, have we?
Very seldom. Use it more on the Surface than we do with this. So anyway, when I let me disable the top 2 lines. This might be interesting. Now you're just going to watch the title lines. So a completely different look, because I put in a plain orange background. It changes all the colors.
June likes the fireworks.
Likes the fireworks. Well, they have a lot of them. Yeah, I like the sparkly stuff too. That's when we do the promos for our Monday Night Live show. I always got to have some stars in there because I figure we're having stars on as our guests.
There you go. Rusty, you don't have a garter on? Were you trying to say garden?
Okay, so does anybody have any questions as to what we kind of did there and how that works? Well, this is not fair. I fully expected you to all ask some questions.
Spicy's multitasking. He's watching, cooking, and trying to keep his daughter away from the stove.
Those sparkles, that's actually, it's in their text and credit. Let me
and they want to know if you can import fonts from Word or someplace else.
Yes, you can.
Filmora is a video editing software.
Yes, it is. It's a video editing software with limited audio capabilities. I mean, this is not. It's not the end all be all. Don't misunderstand that at all. But the learning curve on this is pretty easy. And that's like, I just opened this up from a saved project, and all the changes I just made with it, I'm just going to say open a new project. It says it's been modified. Do I want to save the changes? If I say no, it goes right back. Should have done this. New project, 16 by 9. You want to save the changes? No. Okay, so now I'm ready for a completely new project.
New Orleans, when you're ready, someone else has a question.
Go ahead.
New Orleans Gardener says when she has a problem when uploading from Filmora to YouTube, when it gets to 95%, it just stops.
Well, I have never had that problem, and I would suggest at least give this a try. Just export the file to your PC, and I'm assuming you're doing this as an MP4 file. That's the format you should be using. So just export it to your PC. See if you have a problem with it at that point. If you do not, you could just take that file and just upload that file to YouTube using their upload feature. Okay, I wanted to get back into this text and credit because Spicy asked, I think, asked about what they call pixie dust. Okay, we don't have any background here. This is just, and this is the default setting. This is how it looks. If you go into edit it, there's not a lot you can do with it. Go into the advanced. All you can change is the text. You cannot change the background. You just kind of have to live with that. But you can make it any text you want, any length you want, or no text. I highlight this and just delete it. Say okay. Excuse me. Now, I just have the fireworks, if you would. And that's what I did in that other program. But by going back into the media, and we'll just we'll throw color up here. You can see how that changed it, drastically changed it. Okay, did that answer your question, Spicy? No, I cannot change the direction of the dust.
Just blow on it real slowly, Spicy. Will that work?
Well, actually, I guess I'm going to take that back. It'll take a lot more work. But you could take this and make it the way you want it. So let's say you wanted it just like this, only going the other way. If you stop this video or this part, let me get rid of the green here. Power tool will not do it because it's not a video. If I produce this into a video, an MP4 file, it will look just like this. But at that point, I can play it backwards, which would bring it back into itself. I could flip it over, and at that point, it would be going the other direction.
Is that what B-Lady's talking about?
I don't know.
Some folks flip their videos so left is right, etc. I'm not quite sure what she means.
Well, I'm sure that you've seen some on YouTube with the lettering's backwards if they have a shirt on, because it's actually the whole video is backwards.
Like
inverse
image.
Mirror image.
Oh, okay.
So yes, this has the capability of doing that. However, because this is not a video at this point, I can't flip this color board, which is no more than a picture. I can't flip that. I mean, I guess I could do this, but you can't tell that it's flipping. And I can't put the pixie dust up into that line. Which is the only place you can do that. You can add a LUT file, which is going to change your color. It's literally endless. Those are all presets. There's let's
Did you ever have videos on YouTube already using Google Chat, and was it hard to move them to Filmora?
Who's asking this?
B-Lady.
B-Lady, do you have a short video up right now? Relatively short video on your channel that you can think of?
No.
No, she doesn't?
No. What do you mean by short?
under 10 minutes, let's say.
Meant Google Hangouts. We don't use Google Hangouts.
Well, no. I try my best to stay 100% away from Google Hangouts.
A solar panel meeting tonight. Okay, Spicy, what's a solar panel meeting? Like how to use them, how to get them working at your place, or what? Sounds interesting. Spicy wants to know why you don't use Google Hangouts.
You have no control over it. Other than, I mean, I know that now you have the ability to freeze the screen. I don't find it as stable as Skype for communication. I don't like the platform where you can't control the different aspects that you're putting up on the screen. I just don't care for it.
Bee Lady suggested checking for the 10 reasons for homesteading video.
Okay, well, I see working with our bees in our backyard is 6 minutes. That would be fine. A new swarm of bees is 1 minute 10 seconds. Why am I not seeing the 10? I'm looking. Let's see what this is.
Okay.
Well,
back briefly.
So this was
first,
can I use this video, Bee Lady?
Thunderstorms rolling in. The bees are starting to go nuts. The dogs, oh my goodness, are going nuts. But my husband has to work on the entrance reducers. I am going to be attacking this hive tomorrow.
She says, no, not that one.
No, not that one. Okay. Then I won't use it.
You can use the whole file.
10 things I wish I knew before I began. Is that the one she said?
Yes, before she began homesteading.
This is the Bee Lady at the Bee Lady Apiary.
We'll use this one. And we'll just drop it into the root of videos. While that's doing that, let me clear some of this stuff off. Looks like it's downloaded. Okay. Should have put it somewhere else. Got too much junk in here. I need a clean house.
That's an understatement for us.
Oh. All right. And you know, Bee Liddy's sitting there. She's probably looking right at it. And I can't find it. I didn't pay attention to what the title was. You see it here, Sherry.
What are you looking for?
That video I just downloaded. Should be right here.
Those, your icons are too small. I can't. It's all blurry for me.
All right. And to close it so quick. We'll find it.
This is the
Some things I wish I knew. Okay, well, I see where it's supposed to be. How do you find it? There it is. Got to be in the right folder. Okay. Here's your Hangouts on Air video. And I can do anything I want to it. If we don't want that Hangouts in there in the beginning, we can do that. I can cut big sections out of it. So what is it? What is it you would like for me to do with this, Bee Lady? Here's something I could do with it. Let me find him. He's run away from me. There he is. Okay, and I'm going to make smudge the size of the video, so he's the same length. And I'm going to take him, and I'm going to make him a little watermark it. So we'll put him up here in this corner. And so now Smudge can just kind of be looking over your shoulder for the whole video. We can do that. Now, Filmora also has an auto enhance feature. Let's see if how much difference we can see here. I don't know how much you can see on your end, but I can see a noticeable difference here. It just made everything a little bit more crisp and clean. Now, let's just suppose Smudge was a car in the background of the video up there. And we wanted to mask him or mask the license plate or something like that.
Granny had a wooden rain barrel.
That's only going to do it on the top layer. So we would have to save the file first and then do it.
Smudge looks good there.
We could do this. I think Sassy's over here somewhere.
Thanks for stopping, Rusty. Give that boy child a big hug for me. The lady saying so you can make copies of videos.
Oh yeah.
Krista, hey there, bud. Spicy wants to know if the fading face again, that was going to be one of my questions. He says, sorry, I had my hand in beans. Not sure what I make of that one, but...
All right, what is the question again here?
Well, this one he says, hey, do the fading face again. That was going to be one of my questions.
The fading face. You mean where I'm fading from one scene into another? Is that what you're referring to? Yeah, we'll put Smudge on this side, and we'll put Sassy on this side. Bee Lady, you're a very good company in our backyard here. And if you decide this is too rough around the edges, you can go to the advanced edit and let's
Bee lady. She says she has to learn this or she's not going to have an ATM card.
Okay, we'll stop this. Let's clean these off. Go back to what I have here. Oh, this will work.
Hey lady, she says she's not kidding. Can Daryl put that back with the dogs? Or what? Lost her on that one. Oh, she has to show him something. So can you leave? I think she's asking you to leave smudge there. Is that correct, Bee lady?
I'll have to go back and redo it, but I can do that.
Finite World, are your editing rates hourly or flat rate per the project? There goes my ATM card. I didn't think I've seen you here before, Sapper Gardener, but I looked and I'm already a subscriber of yours. In fact, I like your videos.
Yeah. That's not working out real well. There's too many other movement things in here. So we'll cancel that. All right.
Did you see Spicy's about how do you blur something out in a video?
Okay, you do that in the same area I was at. You can they have a mosaic feature that you can size over top of. It only works on the video file in the top line. Because I had a picture-in-picture, I couldn't do the picture-in-picture, but I could do the video file behind it. So, let's do this. We'll just blur this part of the, and I'm obviously exaggerating here, but we're going to blur this corner out. So now you can't see what's in that corner there. And obviously you can size this. You can make it so it covers like a license plate for a scene as things go through. Okay, so Bee Lady wants he wants both puppies back on her shoulders again. Oops. The resize.
Finite World, after the live stream, if you have time, email Daryl, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com, and we'll look for that email, and possibly you can either call him and chat with him or email him. Yeah, B-Lady. We're on top of it. Thank you so much.
Go with the there we go. That one looks better. Okay, B-Lady, is this what you wanted?
Oh my gosh.
What?
You have Sassy up there and Smudge. Is that Sassy?
Yeah, that's Sassy.
Okay.
That's what I say. She's well protected.
Biddy Boo Brown says, I can't figure out fast forwarding at all. Discover E, hey, how are ya?
Okay, fast forwarding is if you just highlight the clip that you're in there and go into the edit, there is a speed control where you can speed it up or slow it down. So we can go, let's just say 3 times as fast. So at this point, the clip's going 3 times faster. Now, obviously, you only want to do this for special occasions. You probably want to mute that section, cover it with music or something. And you can also, at this point, play the clip in reverse. It's generating a preview. But that's all there is to it to do that. You can flip the video. See, we can do it upside down.
And folks, you gotta be very, very quiet. Don't tell anybody how she got those 2 dogs behind her head there. Isn't that right, B-Lady? Sassy needs a bath. She looks brown.
We can control the brightness of the video, saturation, the overall contrast, and hitting reset resets all that back to the default settings.
Can't find what, B-Lady? Coco, just an hour.
Yeah, homesteading with the cases should be coming on right now.
I just got the notification.
Okay, yeah, so we urge all of you to go over a visit with homesteading to cases, and we need to get off of here. But if you have questions, if you come up with questions during the week, send me an email. We can make that a topic for next week. And I hope everybody had a good time and had fun and maybe learned something. And like I say, go over and visit Homesteading with the Cases. Good channel. So we will see you all later.
Thank you for stopping.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you, moderators.
Lady, next week's topic.